To our next speaker, John-Mikal Størdal, who is, we've heard from John already, asked a question of the State Secretary earlier on. John is Director General of the Norwegian Defence Research Establishment, which my notes here tell me is FFI in Norwegian, so there's another acronymic challenge for me. And he's been at FFI since 1989. He has also in the past been a panel member of the Systems Concepts and Integration panel at NATO, at the NATO Research and Technology Organization, and since 2012 has been the national voting representative on the Science and Technology Board at NATO. So in all sorts of respects, John, if I may, both in terms of the technology and the research and in terms of the policy and strategy, you're ideally placed to give us your introduction. Thank you very much indeed.
Okay, thank you very much for this kind introduction. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, everyone. And thank you for the invitation. And thank you also for putting technology on the agenda. Really appreciate that. Not only because technology is at my heart, but because it's important. That's the most and foremost. And technology for us at FFI is our spinal cord. With scientific insight, technological expertise, and a deep understanding of military needs and challenges, our mission is to help strengthen and develop our national defense. And having read the book Ghost Fleet, I'm more or less starstruck to be close to the author. I really like the book, and also since I, in my early career, developed together with others the algorithms and also did the programming of the seeker of the naval strike missile, I really appreciated the role it played in your book, so thank you very much. From my viewpoint, I see a period with rapid technological change. And some of the keywords already being mentioned, autonomy, artificial intelligence, and big data. And autonomous military capabilities and artificial intelligence are already adding strength, accuracy, and efficiency to the Norwegian defense. But there is no doubt we are just starting to reveal the full potential of these technologies. We are at the threshold of what has been called the age of implementation, a period when the fundamental scientific breakthrough in artificial intelligence will translate into applications that will benefit our everyday life and also a range of industries, including the defense industry. And it's very human to think of progress as recognizable and gradual change within a known and familiar framework, giving us improvements that will make us smarter, hopefully, faster, richer, and maybe even happier. And to a large extent, that's happening in the defense sector now. A series of scientific advances are adding efficiency, accuracy, reliability, and more power to already familiar weapon systems. But we must also recognize that leaps in technology has the power to disrupt our traditional modes of operations. That's what happened when man invented the wheel, the car, and the plane, or for that matter, nuclear power. The development of artificial intelligence and autonomous defense capabilities belongs to this historic line. Technological revolutions with a capacity to disrupt and change the world. So I think the headline of this section, New Tech and New Tactics, is very relevant. And we have also seen an example of this, the Magnio line, that was part of lack of imagination, seeing what the future of warfare at that time would be. And I also think that storytelling is an important part to kind of refresh our minds and bring us out of old ways of thinking. The first concern I often meet is the feeling that humans are being replaced. And there is a joke among pilots about the future flight crew being a computer, a dog, and a pilot. And the computer, of course, will manage the aircraft. The former pilot, he will feed the dog. And the dog is there to bite if the pilot tries to touch the computer. Well, that might actually happen. Probably not the dog part, though, but yes. A lot of the work done by humans will be performed by machines, as it has since before the Industrial Revolution. So this is nothing new. As in previous times, I'm fairly confident that also future societies will have needs where manpower is required. But more threatening is the fear that machines are taking over control, that we are moving toward a point when some sort of artificial intelligence might turn its power against us. And I'm sure we will discuss this in a few minutes, so let me just quickly make 3 points in response to that fear. First, in my view, we are far away from a future where computers will have a soul. The human capacity to intentionally be evil, to purposely cause harm and pain, is, as far as I see it, not a dysfunction we should expect transferred onto technology in the near or medium time frame. Secondly, we should be careful not to overestimate ourselves. As I see it, AI has a potential to expand human capacity. Technology can extend our outreach in parallel shifts taking place. First, there is a shift also here from west to east. Over the last year, especially China has invested heavily in research and development and new technology. China is already challenging the Western hegemony on military technology in many areas, and is investing hundreds of billions of dollars in artificial intelligence in the next 20 or so years. The goal is to become the global leader in AI technology before 2030. And I believe China has a fair chance of reaching that goal. In the West, we will have to focus our resources if we are to keep up with the development in military technology. And second, we have a shift from the military to civil sector. While some of the most remarkable and important technological breakthroughs still are achieved within the military sector, we must recognize how global, commercial, big actors more and more are closing the gap. In some areas, private companies are ahead and will probably lead the technological development. We know, for example, that Apple is investing close to 3 times more in research and development than what is invested through the national budget of Norway. Together with companies like Google, Facebook, Alphabet, Baidu, and Alibaba, their influence on everyday life on the average citizen is profound. And this is not a development driven only by the global tech titans. Norwegian tech companies are increasingly, as we have heard, at the forefront in niche areas of the development, also in technologies of vital importance to the Norwegian defense. Against this backdrop, rapid technological innovations across more and more sectors, a changing geopolitical landscape, and a broader and deeper interface between the defense sector and private industry, we at FFI has a very important assignment. We must strengthen our core and broaden our base. The core at FFI is technological leadership in some very specific areas of vital importance to our defense. A mix of geopolitics, geography and climate has created demand for very specific and advanced technologies for defense and surveillance. As a result, in Norway, together with industry and the armed forces, we are global leaders in niche areas. But we will also have to broaden our base. While we can appreciate the fact that private actors are carrying a larger portion of the technological innovations, deep and specific knowledge about the military domain is and will remain essential. We need to attract small businesses, innovators and entrepreneurs, merge their expertise with our deep knowledge about the specific needs of the defense sector. A stronger and more open-minded culture for innovation is needed if we are to enable more rapid development of tailor-made military solutions from already available commercial technology. So, my final points to conclude this introduction can be summed in 2 recommendations. First, we must continue to sharpen our technological edge, and especially within research and development. And second, we must create a more vital culture for collaboration in technology and innovations that cuts across the traditional divide between military and civil sector. So with that, thank you very much.
John, thank you very much indeed for, again, another excellent introduction. If I could paraphrase very quickly your 3 key points. On the one hand, let's not get distracted by this notion of computers having a soul. This isn't going to happen in the near term or perhaps ever. Let's not overestimate ourselves. Technology can expand human capacity for, in a sense, for doing good. So, this isn't all the dark side, as it were. And I think most tellingly, your final point of the 3 you gave us, it's not what computers can do to us, but what we can do with computers. And I guess, in a sense, that sort of takes us right the way back to the soul point at the beginning. If only more humans had a soul, then we might be in a slightly better place as well. But thank you very much for that indeed. A very positive take on these issues that we're talking about. And I think we do often tend to scare ourselves stupid about this. So thanks for a very positive but not a complacent take on it all. Thank you very much indeed.